Hey, oh, how's your closet treating you these days?
Or what's in your closet these
What's in
days?
your closet? Yeah, it changes as you get older. So Kat and I decided to bring Hardie Cobbs here to talk to us, to talk to you about the challenges of our closets as we get older. I mean, I can think of a couple of things that are in my closet I'm just not wearing for whatever reason. And maybe that is weighing me down in some way. I'm excited to talk about all the things. There's a lot of people like to put rules on women of an age about what we're supposed to be wearing and what's age appropriate. And that's what we're going to get into today. Kat, do you want to introduce yourself?
I do. I also want to say that maybe some of your clothes should come out of the closet. I'm just gonna land my plane right there. Hi everybody, I'm the freaking fabulous Kit Corchado. I'm a proud military veteran, and I'm also the host of the Sisters in Service podcast and the Why Not Wellness podcast. I am also the founder of Small Space Pilates, where you can rediscover your fitness fabulosity in your small space, in your home, on your own time.
I love it. And I am Yvonne Marchese. I am an age agitator and play instigator. And I do those things as the host of the Late Bloomer Living podcast and as the host or the prez, as some of my members like to call me, of the Age Agitators Club, where we are having a whole lot of fun. We meet monthly and chat about this thing we call aging and what that feels like. And man, oh man, that's a fun group. And our guest today is Hardie Cobbs, who is the founder of A Year in Style. Hardie and I have connected a couple of times. She's been on the Late Bloomer Living podcast. She also has a community for women. And I came in and talked to them about play. And what I love about the work that you do, Hardie, is that it goes beyond the clothing that we're putting on our back, or the way we're wearing our hair or our makeup or all those things. And I'm going to let you do the rest of your own introduction. What did I miss in what you do?
Well, that was very nice. Hello. I am Hardie Cobbs. I'm a style coach. And a lot of people wonder, what is a style coach? And what that is I am a stylist and sort of a life coach. Those two things come together because it's your inner confidence, sort of how you're showing up in your life, with your outer confidence, how you're presenting yourself. And when those two come together, there's sort of that confidence that comes through. And so I help women in midlife. Actually, I even have people in their 30s that I work with, up to 70s, just sort of help them align that inner and outer confidence, and how they're showing up in both the inner and outer. So I also have a membership group, just like you, my inner circle, where we meet, we meet once a week. I bring in guest speakers like you who have come, and it's just a place for women to have the conversations about the things we want to talk about in midlife. So it's a way to support women in that way. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here to talk to y'all.
Yeah, I really enjoyed coming in and speaking with you guys and meeting everybody. That was a
Yeah.
really cool experience. I was thinking about something you said that I think when you were on the podcast with me, and it's kind of stuck with me, which is the idea of working from the outside in on yourself. And
Mhm.
I used to be an actress, and when I was working on a role, I was a very inside out kind of, there's actors who come at it from different ways. They kind of go from the outside in, and there's actors who go inside out. But it was interesting that very often it would come time a week before the show, and I'd get my costume all of a sudden. And it would feel, if things were right, it felt like everything would go click.
Exactly.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that kind of what you mean by working from the inside out?
Exactly, because when you've put on an outfit and you've nailed it, and you're going somewhere maybe specific, or maybe you're going to run errands, but you've nailed it. It is sort of aligning with how you feel. And that's really my whole premise. It's not what do I need to wear today to impress anyone? It's not that. It's what do I need to wear today? The clothes are supposed to
Mhm.
support you. What, how can my clothes support me today for how I'm feeling today? So I have
Mhm.
this whole framework that really helps you stay connected to yourself and how you feel, so that when you walk out of the door, how you feel and how you look are connected, just like you know, your
Mhm.
role, like your costume people kind of understood what your role
Mhm.
is, and probably how you needed to feel in that. So
Yeah.
absolutely.
I never thought of it from the inside out, but I think that's how I have been dressing for most of my life is how do I feel today? I kind
Exactly.
of call my the way I dress boho chic.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
It's they're easy pieces. There's nothing, I can slip it on, slip it off, put a couple pieces together, boom, bang, bang, it's done.
Yep.
And my husband will go, "Wow, you look good." And I'm like, "Yes," because I
Yeah.
feel good.
Yeah.
But Hardy, how important is color? I'm a huge color person. There's certain colors I put on, I just go, "Oh, I feel fabulous."
Yeah.
How important is color?
Color is magical. I actually call color the referee. You can have something that's your style, it can fit well, but if the color
Mhm.
is off, it's going to just feel completely off. I mean, we all know
Mhm.
that. I'm a cool under it's all about your
Mhm.
undertone sort of, so I need to wear cool colors, and if I put
Mhm.
on like a camel color, which is my favorite color, but if I put that on, it just looks ridiculous. But if I put on a color that really is in harm, or if anybody puts on a color, it's that thing that just sort of it's just it just you shine. I mean, there's this
Mhm.
shine to it. And that's why with women, I mean, all my clients, anyone that I talk to, I'm like, please don't wear black. Please don't wear
Mhm.
black, because black, you're just wasting an opportunity to, wear these beautiful colors. So I think color
Mhm.
is the ultimate referee. I really
Yeah.
do. I think it's very important.
I am
I
trying
think it
so hard to get more color in my wardrobe because then I just everything in my base wardrobe is black or charcoal.
yeah.
I only work in black or very, very sometimes very, very,
Yeah.
very dark gray. I'm like Batman
Yeah.
from the Lego movie. But I've discovered recently that blue,
Mhm.
royal blue, denim blue. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, and
Well,
I'm
you have cool undertones, and that's why
Mhm.
those blues look really good on you, those certain blues. Yeah.
that's interesting because I always feel like I look really yellow. When is that a cool undertone?
Well, I think you have olive skin from what
Yeah,
I can tell, and
yeah.
so
Mhm.
olive skin tends to go more cooler. You can if
Mhm.
probably if you get some color on your skin, you can probably go into some warm, but you have, to me, you seem like you have neutral. And Kat,
Interesting.
you are warm. You get to wear those yummy warm colors.
He's
It's
got
It's
funny you
so
said that because,
cream color on. You're wearing like cream
yeah,
color, right? I
yeah.
it's
love
very
cream
pretty.
and I can't
Yeah.
wear it. I look terrible in
Yeah.
it.
Anyone who
That's
knows
fine.
me knows that my favorite color is purple. The
Yeah.
whole spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah. But purple, I
But
mean, what I'd like to say is that
mhm.
purple, like each color has a warm and a cool side to it. So
Mhm.
there are warm purples and there are cool purples,
Mhm.
just like there are warm blues and cool blues. And some people
Mhm.
think, oh, well, purple or blue are the cool colors. But I'm sure
Mhm.
we all know intuitively what colors look
Mhm.
good on us. So
Yeah. I mean, if I wear anything like you said, a mustard color next to my skin, it's like, oh, it's
yeah,
horrible.
yeah.
I feel like I just disappear somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. But I bet those camel colors look beautiful on you,
Mhm.
and probably some rust, sort of warm orange, kind of colors.
Mhm.
And
Oh
yeah,
yeah. I love the vibrant colors.
yeah,
Hardy, if I'm looking to upgrade my wardrobe, where do you start? Like I walk into my closet and I'm like, okay, I'm turning around and going out. Where,
yeah,
if I'm looking to upgrade, what are some basics? What are some things that you think that we should start? And I'll leave it there. Where
yeah.
should we start in that journey?
Well, but I would always say if you're looking to upgrade, is that because you're in a like ask yourself, are you in a
Mhm.
style rut? Like, are you sort of like,
Yes.
this is not working? I mean, you walk in and you're like, is this not working? Do you have the same thing 12 different times, but you're not wearing it? It's because
Mhm.
we kind of think, well, that used to work for us. And so we just kind of
Mhm.
keep buying that silhouette or that whatever. And so generally when someone wants to redo their wardrobe or kind of I need something, it's you need to kind of look at what's going on with you. You're making a shift. You need something different. And so that's a great opportunity to start kind of figuring out how do you want to express yourself? What I always
Mhm.
start with the words. What are your words? Like you said, boho chic is sort of your, that expresses you. But I have people do like 5 to 7 words that really help express them. Boho chic might be yours.
Mhm.
And then you could probably find some others. You're not going to have all those every day, but it's what to
Right.
choose from.
Mhm.
So I think look at that, and to upgrade your wardrobe, you just sort of have to. I always send people to Pinterest because it's the easiest, fastest way to really look at a lot of things and see what you're drawn to. And
Mhm.
after you collect 20 images or something, and definitely put a timer on because Pinterest can really suck your time, you'll start to see things. You'll start to see, oh, I really like pants that are, for summer that are shorter, they're ankle length, or I really
Mhm.
love red shoes or shoes that pop. Once
Mhm.
you start seeing that, that's what you then go and start trying. You just start playing around with
Mhm.
that. I don't. I'm somebody who I refuse to say like the 5 things everyone needs in their closet. Like you see those little lists because then
Yeah.
it's like not true to who you are, and that's what I really
Mhm.
feel is everyone has their style and their way, and so
Mhm.
I can't say exactly what definite pieces, but that's a way to start that process for
Mhm.
you. But you'll see this thread in Pinterest. Oh wow, I really like a third piece, like what I have on a vest. That's a third piece.
Mhm.
A lot of times people love that extra piece. That helps them feel a certain way. But start with your words and then do a Pinterest, and then you'll start to understand. Really,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Is
like
yeah.
there
that.
a difference between fashion and style?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Fashion are just clothes. It's sort of it's sort of what's being sold. It's everything out there, but style is your story. Style is it's just how you are everything that you choose that tells your story. And yes, you can look at fashion houses, or you can look at runways, or you can look at whatever to see things that are going on, but its style is more of that
Mhm.
story. It's how you're expressing yourself.
Mhm.
A lot of times you'll see people who are just head to toe in designer labels or whatever, and that always says to me, they're relying on fashion to be their style, right? They haven't
Mhm.
really done that work yet to really
Mhm.
just tap into who they are and how they want to show up in the world.
I think that's interesting. Yvonne and I had gone to New York for a conference, and there was a woman there, and she was her own designer, and she would design her own clothes. And it was, she was stylish, but she was funky. Like it was like
Yeah.
you meet her and you go, oh, yeah,
You
that's
gotta
Yeah.
look
you
her
right
up. So
there.
her line is called Sophista-Funk, and
Sophista-funk. Yep.
Oh, I need to look that up.
and she is fabulous.
I
I
know. And it
mean,
looks so good on her. And I'm
she
like,
even wears 2
wow.
different colors of lipstick.
Hmm.
She had on a bright red and then a super bright pink, kind of like a
Hmm.
harlequin look,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and she
Oh,
was
yeah, where it kinda
rocking.
goes up. Yeah.
Not to mention she had on bejeweled Crocs with this outfit that I think they were silver Crocs, and then they were bejeweled with rhinestones. But so this sounds like a disaster, right? But no,
Mhm.
the woman
It
was
was
rocking
her.
it head to
Yeah.
toe, like
Rocking
she
it for
was like,
sure.
"I am in the room," you know?
Yes.
Yes. And she
Because
was.
she
She
yeah.
commanded a presence. She was a presence. You're like, oh, and it just made you want to go up to her and go, hi. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't have a question. I just want to be near you.
But that's because who she was and how she dressed is
Mhm.
completely aligned. right?
Mhm.
She's more of a, it sounds like she's more of a what we call sort of dramatic style
Mhm.
personality, and she uses her clothes to help express that part of her. And
Mhm.
that's just as wonderful as somebody who's very quiet, and somebody who's very classic, and someone who's
Mhm.
very is maybe shy and really doesn't want to
Mhm.
be out there, but they too will have that alignment, when that's
Ooh,
it's
so are there
equal.
different styles? So do you have, like,
Mhm.
codified styles that
Oh
different
yeah.
people have? What
Yeah.
are those
Yeah.
styles?
So it's classic, which we all,
Uh-huh.
know classic, creative, which is very different than dramatic. Dramatic is what your friend is. It's kind of using clothes to make this really bold statement. So, like the different colors, like how I said before, with color, most people want colors to be harmonious on them, but someone who's dramatic will use them they'll wear the opposite color for that dramatic effect. So, dramatic is that. Creative is more like the nuance of things, really understanding different silhouettes, that kind of thing. So, we have classic, creative, dramatic. We have romantic, that's sometimes that bohemian that you've said, Kat, kind of can go in there. It's very feminine, it's very flowy. And then we have natural, somebody who's just very natural, just really loves natural fibers, just really simple things. And so no one really falls 100% into one, and so there's usually these subcategories. So I'm classic creative, it's almost 50-50, and I
Mhm.
have people really understand what their balance is, so that when you get dressed and you look in the mirror, like, I know, oh, is something's off. So I start going color first, and then I say, is it, am I too classic? Do I look like I'm going to play
Mhm.
bridge or something, or is it like my grandmother, or is it too creative? Like, whatever.
Mhm.
And I know my balance, and I have my clients understand that balance, because then you understand, oh, I gotta do something unexpected, or I'm about to do something. So yeah, there are those basic. I mean, but no one ever really fits into one. So
Yeah, I feel I'm listening to it going, "Okay, I think I fall into natural, classic, creative." My
yeah.
I'm wearing, like, some baggy pants today, and I've got, like, I love to have, like, a pair of shoes that's like kapow,
Yeah, there's your
and,
creative.
and my mom will very often be like, if I show up in an outfit that's a little different, she'll be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, you got one of your costumes on," because she's very classic, and, when I think of you, Kat,
Costume.
I think sporty, like, and maybe it's
Mhm.
because you are usually teaching, a Pilates class, or that's
Oh,
when I
yeah.
see you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mhm.
But, when I get dressed
Mhm.
up, I like to be classic with
Mhm.
not a lot of drama. I don't know, maybe creative classic.
Creative, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
even with the outfits that I wear when I go to the studio, I try to, like I love chunky jewelry, like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
and my shoes, I try to, be a little different. Um, I have a question, Hardy, about, you had mentioned color. So let's say there's a color I love, but I can't wear it close to my face. Is it okay to wear it in a pair of shoes? Maybe it's a pop of
100%.
color for socks, or maybe, it's a pair of pants or something, or a scarf.
Absolutely. Because
Hmm.
when I speak about color and harmonious, it's all right here. It's all at the face. So
Hmm.
you and by the way, I hate rules. Like, I really don't think they're rules. If you love a color shirt, and it's just it was your mother's or something, but it is a terrible, wear it. Don't
Hmm.
not buy there. Don't not wear it. What you can do is you can always put something around your face to break it up. You could put a
Right.
scarf. You can put something can break it up, maybe a lipstick,
Hmm.
something, but don't, I hate that rule. But yeah, you absolutely can wear colors. It's just really here, because what it does is the wrong color will just drain you. It'll send shadows on your face, or it'll just
Hmm.
change your coloring a little bit. And so it just makes it's just not as great as something that is more harmonious with you. And once you find your colors, I mean, really, once you find that color palette, you all of a sudden are like, why would I not wear these colors, right? And you can't just all of a sudden take your
Mhm.
closet out and buy new clothes. But once you
Mhm.
start buying clothes, oh, let me make that, the color that really works with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
That
Yeah.
was a good question.
I've tried to push myself. I don't really enjoy shopping, but I found myself having to go someplace recently, and I was really being very intentional about not going to the black.
Yeah,
You know,
good.
like, what are the colors that I feel like I look good in, you know? And it's actually it's very hard, I feel like, to
Yeah.
choose the right colors. I have a question for you, Hardy. What do you think about the idea of dressing appropriately for your age?
That's I feel so many people ask me that. So there's always that, like, people say, I really want to wear this, but I think I'm too old now to wear something like that. And once again, I'm just not somebody who thinks that we should live by these rules. It, Back to, how do you want to feel? How do you want to express yourself? If you're 60 years old and you want to rock that mini skirt and whatever, a top that seems not age appropriate, if that makes you feel good and you go out into the world and do the thing that you do that's great, do it. I really believe that you're in a place on that day that helps you, that helps support you. Those clothes help support us. And if you're feeling, and then vice versa. I mean, some people when they're younger, they dress as they're, look older. And if that's something that supports you, then you have to do it. But we cannot listen to rules or what other people think. We intuitively know you are never going to put on a mini skirt and walk out that door if you don't feel like if you don't really want to. Or, I mean, I'm using the mini skirt as sort of that
Yeah.
obvious example, but
Yeah, I learned my
um,
mini skirt lessons when I was in my 20s and
yeah.
was rocking the mini skirts, but every time I went out in a mini skirt, I was always so, like, pulling it
Hold
down
it. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
squirmy, and just
Mhm.
always felt like there was just too much exposed and I couldn't get comfortable, and so
Mhm.
I am not doing the mini skirts anymore. But I will say this, what about, can we just stop judging each other? Because let me
Thank
tell you a
you.
story about what happened recently. I went into a store and I had to get some things, and it's hot, and I had gone skating earlier in the day, so I had on some, like, jogger type shorts that were shortish, and I
Yeah.
had on a sport top and with a racer back, and so, I was dressed sporty, whatever, what I consider sporty, and maybe showing more leg than somebody would think is appropriate for me at 56, almost 57 years old. I don't know. But I'm in the Kohl's and I'm in the bedding department trying to find some stuff for my mom. And I hear this woman in another section. I don't know if she worked there, but I hear her going, I just wish they didn't have so many things that were sleeveless. And then she said it again, and we were kind of in eyesight of each other. And then I heard her say, you know, she said it again and said, there's just these sleeveless, and it's like they expect us to dress like teeny boppers. And I don't know if I was imagining the heat of the judgment, or
Oh,
if, I don't know if it was intentional or coincidental, but I felt the heat of the judgment because of the way I was dressed, fully exposed.
oh,
And I was like, maybe she's thinking I'm dressed like a teeny bopper and shouldn't be, but I don't know. And it was
yeah.
interesting. I was noticing my own reaction and not really knowing, did she even intend that for me, or is that her not feeling comfortable about that? And
For herself and projecting it. Yeah.
right. Or even
Yeah.
not projecting it. Maybe I didn't even factor into her equation. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I thought, oh, I think I'm being judged right now.
Well, I think we
Isn't
have
that
these barriers sometimes. Like, I just got over a barrier about shorts. I haven't worn shorts in years.
Yeah, I haven't either.
And my
There was a
husband kept
time when I
saying,
was in my 40s, I
he
stopped
said,
wearing anything
yeah,
above the knee, really.
I am now officially wearing shorts because I'm in that I'm wearing it and I don't care mode.
There you go. That's
Thanks to my
great.
husband.
Well, I think it's great because we can't. I think it was years ago, I read something like, I think you hit your 40s and then all of a sudden you're starting to feel a little more self-conscious in your bathing suit, like at the beach or something like that, and you're just maybe you've had children and your body's just not the same or what have you. And I definitely went through that. I definitely was just like, I just don't feel so, you wear the pareo to the thing, then you drop it and get in the water. And I read something where someone said, I guarantee you at the end of your life, you're going to remember splashing in the water and having fun and walking down the beach more than not getting in the water because you were worried what someone that you don't even know thinks about you. And so that I think that was sort of the beginning of that body positivity, which is such a great movement that we have. Just people are able to just that attitude, just who cares what anyone thinks? And this is me showing up today. And I really do believe that when we can block all what judgments from other people and what people might think, then you're just showing up. You're showing up as best you can. And then you go out into that world, our world, and do what it is that you do and make a difference. And I just think that confidence is so important. I really do. I find that. So we just have to get rid of the rules and the judgments and just learn how to not to think about those, I think.
Yes, I'm 100% with you. Kat, you
Yeah.
look like you
Me
were going to ask
too.
a question.
I did, and it left my brain.
Oh,
So
oh,
Oh, there you go.
I
It
hate
happens
when
to me
that
all the time.
happens.
Yeah. Um,
what are some common wardrobe ruts that women over 50 fall into? Is that something that you've noticed in talking to people, Hardie?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think what happens when women are sort of in their late 40s, 50s, that time frame, when you're a teenager and you're in college and your early 20s, I mean, we all knew we were playing, we were taking risks, we were trying this style out and that style out. We paid attention. But then we got into our careers, we may have gotten married and had kids, and we became very busy. And we just kept relying on what we discovered back in our 20s. And then all of a sudden, you're getting your 40s, your body is changing, and all of a sudden you sit there, this isn't working anymore. You keep buying the same thing because it worked back then, but you're not the same person you were back then. So those clothes are no longer expressing who you are today. And so that style rut of I'm just bored. I have all these clothes that I keep buying with tags, but it's not, I have nothing to wear. It's because you're relying on skills or relying on the way you used to dress or you've always dressed, and you need to update it. You need to, you're different. You're a different person. We're always evolving. That's the goal, is that you're always growing and evolving. And so I try to teach my clients and my people in my inner circle about, if you know how to always kind of keep connected to your style, sort of, maybe you're boho chic and natural now, Kat, or you're Yvonne, you're natural and maybe creative and classic. You might also go through a shift, and maybe that natural sort of falls away, or maybe the boho chic falls away, and you find yourself drawn to maybe more dramatic, or maybe you're more something. That's because you as a person are evolving. And so you need to stay connected to that. You need to understand that part of it. Then you need to understand how to dress your body, because our bodies continue to change. Gravity, even if you don't gain weight, gravity takes in. And you need to understand your colors. Even like when you go gray, like when I went gray, my colors changed. And so when you know that little triangle, those three things, as you evolve, you then have the tools to adapt, to continue, so you don't get in that style rut. You can continue to kind of say, oh gosh, there's a part of me that wants to be expressed a little bit more. I'm going to go into this, or my waist is thickening. How do I dress my body now? So
Yeah. How
yeah,
does somebody know if they're in a rut? Do you
because
find
you walk in the closet and you're like, damn it, I don't have anything to wear. Or you look at everyone else and you're like, how come they always look so good? And you get really frustrated with yourself. We're really good at beating ourselves up and feeling really
We are.
terrible. And so you know when you're in a rut. I think you
yeah.
definitely know.
So do you have sorry, Kat, I feel like maybe I'm talking, but
Go ahead.
I
Go
have a
ahead.
burning question. I have a burning question. In your community, or in the clients that have come to you, Hardie, is there any story that stands out to you as a transformation that started from the outside in? Like they changed their wardrobe and something happened in their life or their selves? Is there
Gosh, they're almost everybody. I mean, I just got an email from someone the other day, and I helped her like we worked together, and she tapped into this creative side of herself that she didn't know. And so she always liked to dress creatively, but she didn't really understand why. And now she's become a painter, and she's starting to paint and have a little show in her community. There was that was a one that just
wow.
came in. But I think actually, I mean, I don't know if it's the changing of a transformation in the sense that her wardrobe changed. But I do have this client who has the most beautiful wardrobe I've ever seen of anyone. I mean, beautiful closet, beautiful clothes, and she never wears them ever. She never wears these clothes. It's almost like a museum of
Like
clothes.
she's
And so we
collecting clothes.
Exactly. So she's collecting them and collecting them. And so finally we dug deep. I kind of was trying to figure this out. And she realized that when she grew up, her mother always made clothes for her, and she just had the happiest childhood. And then she went to university, and went into a sorority, and all the sorority girls had the fancy clothes. And she all of a sudden started feeling less than. So every time she buys this beautiful piece, it made her feel sort of, a different way. And
Mm.
she really, really, it was the biggest aha moment I've ever experienced with a client. And she realized she's been buying for this, like, to make up for that, but also that fantasy life that she just doesn't have. She doesn't have that. And so those kind of transformations are incredible. I mean, our closets are full of, it's a psychological place. It's just full of so much, that you can.
Can I ask what did she end up doing with her closet full of clothes did that turn into, like, her going, "Okay, I'm ready to let these go and
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
things that are more in tune for me?"
Yeah, because I really, with that fantasy versus reality, I have this little lifestyle quiz that I have them take. And you really just say, well, how many hours a week are you doing this, whatever your lifestyle is? And she realized, like, I have no place to wear these clothes. Like, no wonder, because she just has a very different life in her career. She wears scrubs, and so that's that. So she sold a lot of them. She sold like the Real or what have you. And so she's
Mhm.
gotten rid of a lot of them.
Probably made
And
a lot
she
of money selling on The
Yeah, she
Real Real.
Probably,
exactly. She
yeah.
made a lot
For
of money,
her.
but she feels freer. It's
Yeah.
it's really, I think, the whole process for her. She's now just starting to change careers. At age
Mhm.
60, she wants to change careers from being a physician to something else. So yeah, it's really,
Mhm.
that's that alignment. It's just understanding who
Mhm.
we are and how we're showing up, like, in our life, how we're doing our life, but also how we show up. It's really important to have those two things connected. So
I love the
yeah.
fact when you were talking about the creative and not caring what people think, because I think I've been there for years. I saw a woman the other day. She had these beautiful, um, they were wide leg jeans that were
Hmm.
just gorgeous, and they had these hearts that were kind of raining down in a pattern. And I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "Your jeans are amazing." I said, "Where did you get those?" She goes, "I painted the hearts on myself." And I was like, "Oh, do
Wow.
you remember back?" Okay, maybe y'all don't remember. I remember back in the day in late 60s, early 70s when people used to do that. It was
Yeah.
before tie-dye. They used to just paint different things on their jeans. Hardy, I have a question for someone who might be watching this on replay and they're stuck in the everything is black mode.
Hmm.
What is the easy button for them? Is the easy button to try to start to look for the clothes they have, but in colors? Is that an easy button for them?
That's an easy button, but I was actually going to say this before, and this is a good opportunity to bring it up. The thing about color, if somebody is really used to wearing black and grays, like Yvonne, you said you wear that, the idea of putting on a purple that you might wear, Kat, can
Mhm.
be absolutely, like, put people on edge. I mean, that it's a psychological thing, because if you're used to wearing, you have to think about it. If you're wearing
Mhm.
black, if you're wearing neutral colors,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden I put you in a red or a purple, or whatever, you're all of a
Mhm.
sudden seen. You're not sitting in the background, or you're not sort of part of the crowd. You're
Mm,
seen. And so that's a very scary thing for people. So I don't suggest just all of a sudden take that beautiful shirt that you have and go find a color. Start small. Start with glasses.
mhm,
Start with a colored glasses. Start with a scarf. Start with a necklace. Something that, or like a colored shoe, Yvonne, that you said that you do. Start with that. Start small, because you have to warm up. You cannot just all of a sudden go put color on if you're not
mhm,
that person. Like if you're, because you're seen.
mhm.
When people wear
Yeah.
color, you're seen, and that's a psychological thing, and you have to kind of take that. No one's going to just jump in there and go, okay, here I go with green. You got to do a little
Mhm.
step. I think
Yeah.
it's a little
Yeah.
steps.
So I'm a photographer, and wearing black is very handy as a photographer
Yeah,
because I'm not throwing color cast onto somebody else when I'm doing photography or on a product or whatever. Or if I'm at a wedding, it's nice to kind of blend in, and
exactly.
it lets me kind of move around without stealing the show or anything like that. But I do a lot of wearing the base of black with a pop of color,
Mhm.
and I have found, Kat, that when I try to get the same shirt, let's say I have a navy blue. I love navy blue too. I've kind of gone into navy blue as like my dipping my toes, and I get the same shirt in a color, and I find that all of a sudden, like, I feel like my lumps and bumps in my body are showing more.
Yep,
And,
yep,
it's the same shirt, it's just a different color, and I don't feel right in it, you
Mhm.
yep,
know?
yep,
And it's interesting.
Mhm.
yeah.
I used to
So
I
it,
used to wear black all the time as if, because when fitness clothing first came out, became mainstream, everything was black.
yeah,
And and now I'm wearing, I remember, seeing something and I thought, "Ooh, that's nice." And then I bought another color in purple, and then I was like, "I love purple." Well, now I'm branching out into other colors. So when I
um,
recently bought some clothes, and my he says, "Oh," he goes, "What did you buy?" I told him. He goes, "What color?" And I go, "You might be shocked." And I showed it to him. He was like, "There's no purple in here." I go, "Exactly."
there
So
you
I'm kind of
go.
I'm dipping my toe into other
There you go.
colors. I'm just gonna say.
Well, and when you do that, notice how, I mean,
Mhm,
I think it's a really good thing that when you wear purple, that might be your safe color. Navy might be
mhm,
yours, Yvonne. But when you wear that other color, pay attention to how it makes you feel.
mhm,
How do you feel when you wear that? Does that help you
mhm,
express a part of yourself, like one of your
mhm,
words? Maybe that's your, I don't know. I mean, you may have edgy as one of your words, or whatever.
mhm,
Does that color help you express that? And so when you go into your closet and you're like, oh, edgy, I mean, I'm just making that up. Edgy is
mhm,
one of your colors. I'm wearing that color. That's going to help
mhm,
me express myself, that part of me today.
Yeah, yeah,
So
like, if you're
connecting
showing up
how we
for a
feel.
particular thing and you need, like, a
Yeah, a
little
little
extra
something.
room or
yeah.
something, right? Oh,
Well,
that's
I
Yeah.
think when I wear purple, I feel powerful. I feel
Yeah.
seen. I
Yeah.
feel expressive. Like I have my power color. I'm like, ugh.
Those are your words, Kat. By the way, those are your words. Those are
Oh
your
my.
words. Those are, because that, when it
Uh-huh,
makes me
mhm,
feel, those are exactly your
mhm.
words. So
Oh.
identify what colors and what, like,
Mhm,
silhouettes, or what pants, or like when you put an outfit
mhm,
on and you feel, God, I've nailed it. How do you
mhm,
feel? Those are your words. Remember
mhm,
that. Connect those words to those outfits or those.
mhm,
And I always say, take a photo. Like when you've nailed it, take a photo and keep a little
mhm,
folder in your phone that just,
mhm.
so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You're like, oh, I need to up. That's when I feel this way.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of, what was the movie of oh, like, oh, I can't think of it, where she had like her computer and she would push a button and it would whirl around. She'd be like, "Oop, that's what I'm wearing today." What was Oh, I
Oh,
can't
I
think
don't
of
know.
it.
I
It
The
sounds so great.
Alicia Silverstone. She's like, "As if." Remember?
Oh,
Yes, I know what you're talking
um,
about.
Oh my God,
Couldn't
it's
think
like
of
I
the
can't
name of
think of it
the
right now. I
movie.
know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my
I was like,
gosh.
that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, there are apps. I mean, I've never done it, and actually none
Mhm.
of my clients because it takes a long time, but there are apps that you can take photos of all your clothes, and then you can once you put an outfit together and you're like, "Oh, that works," you can keep that in the app, but it's just
That's
very
a
time
lot of work.
consuming. It's a
Yeah,
It's
lot
a
of
lot
work.
of
I can
Yeah,
work.
tell you right
yeah.
now, I'm not doing that.
Never
Yeah.
never doing that. So just when you do it, keep a photo and then keep it in a
Mhm.
folder and you can go to
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
smart. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hardy, when you were picking out an outfit in your closet, is do you pay attention to how you're feeling that day
Mhm.
when
Mhm.
you wear something?
Yeah.
When you're
So
like, if I go in my closet and I'm feeling kind of not myself, I kind of want to feel a little, I wear some muted colors, something that makes me feel kind of safe or whatever. But
yeah.
how huge is feeling when you're dressing
Oh,
for the
it's
day?
everything. It's everything. It's what I start with. You walk in and, you think first, weather, what am I doing? Like, what's the
Right.
appropriate thing? What do I need?
Hmm.
And then it's like, how do I feel? How do I feel? Well, like I keep saying, clothes are supposed to support us. So, like, let's say it's a day that, well, like this. I mean, I'm not feeling this today, but if I
Hmm.
have a call with a client or I have a call, with my group or whatever, and I'm just tired or whatever, I will
Hmm.
100% put a color on that
Hmm.
helps me, that really supports me because I know I'm
Yes.
tired and I know I need that color to help me.
Hmm.
But yeah, you definitely, I mean, a lot of times, I mean, I'm kind of thinking what I have on now and what I thought about this morning. I really wanted to, I don't know, I always like to have a third piece. I like to, because I'm a style coach, a stylist, a lot of times people think it means fancy, right? It means fancy and
Hmm.
expensive and whatever. So I
Hmm.
always try, my style is not very fancy, but I like to be approachable. That's one of my words,
Hmm.
very approachable. And like if I came in here with like a suit on and I was all buttoned up, that would not help me express who I am because that's
Hmm.
not who I am. And so
Right.
approachable and
Hmm.
casual and wanted to connect because we're having this
Hmm.
conversation with everyone. So those are sort of my words today.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, but it's very, you have to start with those. That's where those words come in.
Hmm.
How do I want to feel today? Like if you're
Hmm.
kind of like need some help, or how do I feel today? And how is that?
Hmm.
And that's when you do the work, you have to play around in your closet like once a month, once a week, whatever. Play around with those outfits, and that's how you discover those combinations
Hmm.
of, "Oh my god, that has helped me feel powerful," and what
Hmm.
have you. But that's how you connect the feeling when you walk
Hmm.
into the clothes. Yeah.
Awesome. Very
Do
Yeah.
you
cool.
work with clients that they've tried to go shopping on their own and they just get overwhelmed because there's
Oh,
so
yeah.
much? Do
Yeah.
you go shopping with them, like, and pick
No.
stuff out?
Well, I do. Yes, I lied. I mean, I do. I do. I don't, and I do.
Party.
I lied. Darn it. I don't because what I do really is the back end stuff.
Mhm.
I really love helping people find their style, learn how to dress their body, know those colors, really connect with
Mhm.
their story and that. So that's what I really work on. Um, but I don't so I lied about that because I actually take women to Paris for shopping excursions. Just
Mhm.
sort of more cultural and shopping because I go there all the time and I had so many people go, "I want to see your Paris," and so
Mhm.
I do shop with them then, but only if I've worked with them so I
Mhm.
understand who they are. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I think when you back to the what is your style? Sort of what is your combination of
Mhm.
style, the natural and creative and classic, when you understand your parameters, even though I'm say I don't like rules, but you do have some
Mhm.
parameters. If you understand what natural is, what creative is, what classic is, what bohemian chic is,
Mhm.
when you understand sort of how to express those, and you understand how to dress your body and your colors, when you walk into the
Mhm.
store, everything, all the stuff that doesn't align with that just goes away. It's
Mhm.
clarity. You have much more clarity when you understand these things
Mhm.
because there are not a lot of women who love to shop. I actually don't even. like to shop that much. But when you know these things, you walk in and you're like, won't work for me. Love it, won't work for me. And you get very good at
Mhm.
just love it, but not for me. Love it, not for me. And then you just clear eyed on it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Love
I
that.
just want to say that next time you go to Paris, if you need a Pilates instructor, let me know. Um, how important is quality of material or quality versus something else? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my mother, and I'm gonna pick on my mom. My mom will go for whatever's cheaper, you know.
Yeah.
And bless her
Yeah.
heart that she's okay with that.
Yeah.
But does it depend on where you are in your life if you're still in that business world
Yeah.
versus not so much? Does quality really play into that?
Well, I do. Excuse me. I do think quality, excuse me, plays into it. I mean, we have we're going against the fast fashion industry right now, right? And
Mhm.
so that's really not a sustainable model for us. But in saying that, there are a little few benefits to fast fashion and things that are less expensive when you are trying a new style out. So
Mhm.
if you really want to try that green that you've kind of want to
Mhm.
try whatever, you don't want to go spend a lot of money. So
Mhm.
it's perfect to go into a Zara or a H&M or Uniqlo
Mhm.
or whatever and just try it. It's low cost, whatever. That's
Mhm.
perfect. But quality depends on where you are in life. Like your mom may not want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on, I don't know how old she
Mhm.
is, but
Yeah.
so it's really, where are you in your life?
Mhm.
What is your lifestyle? I mean, if you're very casual, there's no need to spend a lot of money on anything.
Yeah.
But I am a big proponent of quality over
Mhm.
quantity.
Mhm.
Just there's no reason to have 20 really inexpensive shirts when you could, just have a few
Right.
really good quality shirts.
Yeah, and
Um,
I've
Yeah.
lucked out with some thrifting.
oh
Uh,
yeah,
you
thrifting's
know,
great.
one of my favorite skirts I got through a
Yeah,
thrifting find, and
Mhm.
it's a cream colored wide, like a nice full skirt with
Mhm.
pockets, and
yeah.
it's a T length, and it's cream base with big fat black polka dots.
Oh, I
And it
love that.
just feels fun and flirty, and I
Yeah.
feel like I can wear
Mhm.
different heel types with
Mhm.
it because of the
Uh-huh.
length of it, you know what I mean? And it came and I was like, "Oh my gosh," like,
Fun and flirty might be 2 of your words.
I think that is. I
Yeah,
think
Ooh,
that is,
like,
I
yeah.
that
agree.
yeah,
Fun and
fun and flirty. I mean,
flirty.
knowing you, those are 2 of your words. So finding, or, you may not want to be fun and flirty every day, but
Right.
Mhm.
connecting that skirt to the fun and flirty, when you feel
Mhm.
like that, you just put that skirt on. But the thrifting I love, but it's such a, I don't know about y'all, but I've found that it's not as cheap as it used to be. I mean, you go into these thrift shops now and you're like, "What?
Yeah,
What happened?"
they've gotten smart about it. They
Got
now
very
know
smart.
the brands that they can command a little more money for and all that, but,
Yeah, yeah.
and it is really hit and miss too, like,
Yeah.
oof,
Yeah.
But when you
I
find something that's your
Mhm.
color, your size, your style,
Mhm.
and it fits and it works, it's like
Mhm.
it was meant to be. It's magic.
I went shopping with my husband one time and we would, this was back when I was in the military and we would always go to the sale rack and see, what was
Yeah,
there just in case. And my husband put this shirt up. He goes, "Hey, what do you think?" I said, "It's ugly." He goes, "It's $5." I said, "It's still ugly."
exactly. Well, Kat, to that point, there are a lot of people do that. When I kind of help women with their closets, they're like, "Yeah, but it
Mhm.
was $5." Yeah, but I got this. It was $6. I'm like, I don't
Mhm.
care. You're not wearing it. It doesn't fit any of our criteria. So why are we
It's
keeping this? But it was fine. Like one time I had a client and we went through and I was seriously, I could have just done all the tabs of like, well,
Mhm.
you spent $132 because she kept saying, well, that was $6. That was $20. And it was funny, but it doesn't matter if it's on
Keeping
sale.
tabs.
If it does not suit your body shape, your
Mhm.
coloring, or your style, then it's just, who
Mhm.
cares how much it is. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just
Wow.
weight in your closet at that point.
Yeah, and it
Mm.
weighs you down
Yeah,
too.
it definitely
I
weighs
find
you
that when
down.
I've been doing quarterly, going in my closet and just going, nope, nope, nope,
Yep.
nope. Sometimes I'll be like, ooh, I don't know, I'll put it over there. But nope, no, and then I take it to Goodwill. It's like it's
Yep.
done, and I feel this lift of,
Doesn't
Isn't
that
that the
feel good?
best? It
it
Doesn't
feels
feels
that
so
feel
very
good?
good.
good.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
especially if
goodness.
it's something that you did spend a lot of money on, there's a lot of
Mhm,
guilt around that, like, "Oh, I spent
Mhm.
so much money," or, "My mother gave this to me, and I never wear it." You just
mhm,
think, "Somebody else can enjoy this. Somebody
mhm.
else is really gonna it's gonna suit somebody else."
Somebody
One
else, yeah.
one trick I have is if you're really unsure, like, "Am I wearing all this?" Turn all your
Mhm,
hangers backwards, and then after the season, like, every time you wear it, turn it back. So after the
mhm.
season, you'll see what you haven't worn, and then that kinda can help
Ooh.
you kind of like, "Oh, you know what?" Or maybe give it a couple of seasons and like, I haven't
Mhm.
worn this. Why am I keeping it?" So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've done that.
Oh
yeah.
Wow,
my
this has
goodness.
been
Look at the time,
amazing.
ladies.
I
We could talk this
know.
all day.
This is
Our
fun.
passion.
Hardy, where do people go to get your quiz?
A Year in Style, my website, ayearinstyle.com,
Uh-huh.
is where you can go and sign up for my newsletter. I have a 7-day style challenge that I'm about to launch next month. And so if
Mm,
you go to, and it's just really walking through exactly what we just talked about. So if you go there, you can sign up. For my newsletter and be sort of early access for that. So,
Awesome.
and I'm
mm.
also Year in Style on Instagram. So
Very cool. I'll make
those
sure
are
to
my
get
two.
those things in the show notes for you.
Yeah, that's
For
great.
Yeah.
anybody watching, if you're looking to
Mhm.
connect with Hardy, that's how you do it.
Oh,
And when are we coming back, Kat? Let's see. Ha ha ha. In August, we have
Mhm.
another show scheduled for August 1st. And
Ooh.
that should be, I don't know what we're going to be talking about on August 1st. And that's only a few
Mhm.
weeks away. Look at that. We
I
postponed this one
know.
because of the 4th of July.
We
So,
yeah.
did.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
But
glad we did. Hardy, this
yeah.
has been an amazing conversation. And we need to do this again because I think it's something we need to just keep talking about.
Yeah.
Because, like, oh, that
Yeah.
was great. And then we go on with our lives and we forget, you know?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I always tell my clients just because we're after 7 weeks of working intent one-on-one together, I'm like, you're not done. You're going to continue, and that's why I have my inner circle is because I have this coaching call once a week that everyone comes on and says, this isn't work, like, what about this, what about this, and other people can learn from that question because they may not have thought about that yet, so it's a good way to get
It
support.
can be really overwhelming to go in and look at your
Yeah,
closet and make
yeah,
decisions. So what a
it
good thing
can
that you
be.
have that for people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
very cool. Hardy, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, this was
Yes.
great.
Thank
I
you.
really enjoyed great questions, really great questions.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Well, we
Well,
are the Salty Sisters, and you are now officially a Salty Sister, Hardy.
Oh,
I
I
know.
love
Look at
it. I'm gonna put that on my resume. Oh, thank you so much. This is really fun.
that. All right, you guys, we will see you next month on the 1st of August. And you'll see us come back and we'll let you know what we're talking about. And, you can join us or you can watch us on replay. So, Hardy, thank you. My salty
Thank
sister,
you.
Yvonne Marchese, thank you. And we'll see you next time. Bye.